Common misconceptions about favelas and their significant role in Brazilian football. Favelas, densely populated slums scattered across various regions of Brazil, are often only known as nests of drugs and crime. However, in the world of football, favelas are not just any place. Here, a slew of Brazilian football stars has achieved great success in the world of sports. Brazilian football owes a lot to the favelas. Players like Antony, Raphinha, Gabriel Jesus, Firmino, Zico, Ronaldo, Romario, and Ronaldinho are products of the favelas. This might raise the question, how is it possible that a life far from decent standards in the favela can produce football stars? When talking about favelas, negative images of criminality often come to mind. For example, movies like Fast 5 depict criminal activities that occur in favelas, including gang fights and shootouts. However, the reality in the favela is more complex than that. Gang wars sometimes relate to football, where talented young players are contested by two major gangs. However, in the end, the Favela Academy remains the place where Brazilian football stars grow and develop. But who cares about gang rivalries? Ultimately, the Favela Academy becomes a talent factory for Brazilian football players. It's the favelas that have delivered Brazil 5 FIFA World Cup trophies. It's hard to imagine the fate of Brazilian football without the significant contribution of these favelas. According to data from the Brazilian Institute of Geography and Statistics, IBGE, approximately 11.5 million people, or about 6% of Brazil's population, live in favelas. Rio de Janeiro is the city with the largest favela population, with around 1.5 million people residing there. This large population impacts the local government's difficulties in handling population documentation and housing in the favelas. Many favela residents lack proof of land ownership and must be prepared to be relocated at any time. According to IBGE, favelas often lack access to medical services, clean water, proper drainage, and adequate waste management systems. Favela residents also struggle to find formal jobs in the city center due to limited transportation access. Manchester United player Antony is an example that illustrates the dire conditions in the favela where he grew up. At the age of 8, he even encountered a dead body in the streets, witnessing the uncertainty and danger that often threaten life in the favela. His family lived in extreme poverty, and their home would often flood when it rained. Despite these extremely difficult conditions, Antony chose football as a way out of this dangerous environment. His decision proved to be correct as, just 4 years after making his professional debut with Sao Paulo, Antony joined Manchester United, played in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and was able to provide a better life for his family. Raphinha, a Barcelona winger, also stated that football saved him from life in the favela. Without football, he might have been drawn into a life of crime or drugs like his peers who lost their lives. Meanwhile, Gabriel Jesus, a striker for Manchester City, faced numerous obstacles on his journey to success. His father left the family when he was still in the womb, and his mother had to raise Gabriel and 4 other siblings on her own. Gabriel even used to paint the streets as a teenager to support preparations for the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Roberto Firmino, a Liverpool striker, also grew up in a favela. Despite having limited access to the Flamenguinho football academy, he had to overcome various challenges, including avoiding gang conflicts during training. All these stories are just a small part of the many young people living in favelas who are working hard to escape poverty by pursuing careers as football players. They share the same dream, to play for local clubs, have careers in Europe, and provide a better life for their families while keeping them away from the horrors that often haunt life in the favela.